Hi, this is Jill, and this is the Chair Yoga class. This week we're focusing on the theme of intuition. And I really like this because it challenges us to go inward and really find that sense of calm so we can hear that inner voice. And we're going to go ahead and find a center, go through some inspirational quotes, and then do a practice that is supported with the chair. So let's go ahead and get started. So just finding your ground, your root, from your feet all the way up your legs, and then using your hands for a moment, and notice, are you sitting up as tall as you can? And then once you've established that, connect to all those muscles you're sitting on, the pelvic floor. We call that Mula Bandha, root lock. So you're turning that on, and then above that, right below the belly button, draw in and feel that energy upward. It's in and it's lifting you up. So with those two bandhas engaged, you're very lifted. And then at the top of the spine, you can just draw the chin down. We call that Jalandhara bandha, and that seals in the energy. And with the bandhas engaged now, maybe you can let go of your hands and sit up tall because the bandhas are supporting you. And just tune into your breath now. Keeping your eyes closed, just visualize the rib cage, how it expands on the inhalation. And then on the exhalation, how the rib cage relaxes. So just focusing on those breaths. Inhale, it's conscious breathing. Exhale, bringing us to a state of calmness. Inhale and exhale. And then let's take the hands to heart center for a moment, and we'll vibrate with the mantra Om, which is really all of the sounds of the universe and the vibration of the universe. So feeling that like right at the rib cage expanding, and then rises up through the heart and the throat. And by the time you get to it's out the crown of your head. So let's take a breath in, and we'll do it together. Intuition is the whisper of the soul. When you fill your soul by listening to and acting on your intuition, you will find yourself moving toward the fulfillment of your dreams. Intuition, when you know, even though you don't know how you know, but you know that's all you need to know. The next message you need is always right where you are. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Intuition. So let's take this opportunity to open up the body in a way that we can just really find a sense of calm and really listen to that voice. And just so you know, I do these practices every week, and I have a different theme to guide us. And if this is something that you really like, please subscribe. And if you have a comment, you can put that in there too, and I'd be happy to look into it. So starting from where we were, nice, everything's engaged, we'll just reach up, inhale, and then exhale, open. And inhale, reach up. We're going to really explore that reaching and that lifting of the spine. Exhale. And now we're going to notice that we're going to come into some obliques as we lift up and turn. It's rotation of the spine. It feels good. You want to be really lifted when you rotate and lead. It's like I'm leading with the right ribs, and the obliques are bringing me around as I exhale. And if you wanted to, you could move the hand. Exhale to go a little deeper. And now inhale. Find that reach with the spine really long. You can exhale and turn. You feel those left obliques bringing you around to the right obliques, and just sit up tall. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feel the left ribs come around. And maybe you want to take your hand to the other side. And exhale. And then inhale, reach up. Let's come to a nice side bend now. So let's take the right hand down to the side of the chair. And as we bend over to the right, really, I'm using this right arm to really pull my right shoulder away from my right ear and reach with the left. So now I'm stretching everything on this left side. And then let's go ahead and drop the head for a moment, a gentle stretch to the neck, and then inhale maybe straight ahead. And the gaze is always a very calming gaze down the nose, and you're just gently letting the head turn wherever it wants to go. And then inhale, rise up. We'll reach both arms and then come over to the left. So I'm really drawing this left shoulder away from the left ear, and I'm reaching this arm, but I'm still rolling the shoulder away from the ear. Then I'm going to take my gaze down and then to the center and then maybe up, but always down the nose, and just enjoy the length, that side body, everything stretching. And then inhale and rise up. And now we're going to take it into some assisted standing poses. So turning to the right, let's come into a lunge. So you notice I have my right hip supported by the chair, and we're going to bend this back knee. So a nice way to really build strength and flexibility in your legs and your hips and anywhere in your body is to actively go into the stretch. So feel the tail under here and feel this right butt pull back. Even though you're supported by the chair, you're still building some strength and support. So we're going to try and straighten the back leg. I'm keeping my hand here to encourage the tail under here. See if you can find that. And then I'm really encouraging this hip to pull back. And now from here, straighten as best you can. You can keep your right hand on the chair. We're going to reach that left arm up, and notice when you come to this side bend, how everything stretches in here. Everything. There's so many cool muscles. There's even intercostal muscles that go in between each rib. It's really amazing. Our bodies are really amazing. And then inhale and rise up. And then from here, we're going to come into Warrior Two, an assisted Warrior Two. So in Warrior Two, the back foot will turn out, and the front foot turns out. So it's really, this front knee is really opening, and you're trying to be straight up. So we have to use all these supported muscles to sit straight up and reach. And now gaze over the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. It's like down the nose and through the fingertips, and I'm really feeling open here. Breathing, inhale and exhale. Let's take this into another really nice side body stretch. So we're going to circle this arm and reach. And I'm just coming a little bit over to the right. I'm pushing down. I'm kind of resisting that. I'm not sinking in. And then you can take your head down for a moment and just reach that top arm. And then gently changing your gaze and just going to where it feels good in your body. And breathe. And inhale. Let's go ahead and rise up. And then we'll go ahead and do all of this on the other side. So starting off in the lunge, the hip is supported, and we'll bend this back knee for a moment and try to activate these muscles under the butt as you get that pelvis forward a little and then straighten. So we're really playing around. I want you to feel the stretch right in the top of this hip, the hip flexors, and straighten. And then do it again and straighten, hold, and really feel that. You're also really pulling this left butt back. Now we'll reach the right arm up, and we're going to a side stretch. So just really go over and just do the best you can here. Reach, reach. And maybe you can look straight ahead. Maybe you want to look a little up and down the nose. And then inhale, rise up. And now we'll come into the Warrior Two. So the back foot turns out now. The front foot turns out. My left hip is on the chair, and I'm opening that knee, and then I just reach the arms. It's just a widening across the sternum. But there's an intention of gazing down my fingertips and breathe. And with every pose, going in deeper and deeper inside and really noticing what it feels like and what it's doing. Right? And then let's come into Parsvakonasana. So I have my forearm here, but I'm not sinking. I'm still lifting. And I like this circle feeling as I reach. And I'm turning those left ribs up towards the ceiling as I'm reaching. And you could take your gaze down, or if it felt good, straight ahead, or maybe up, down the nose and up, and really reaching and breathing, feeling all the lengthening that's going on in the body. And then inhale and rise up. Now we're just going to take the feet into goddess pose. So nice and wide here. Let's just stay here for a moment. Sit up. Try to open the knees as best you can and sit up as tall as you can. So if you need to use your hands to do that, use your hands. But don't be back here. Lift way up and really feel the muscles opening in the inner thighs. Maybe you feel some connection in the external rotators, and sit up. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and take this a little narrower, and we're going to come to standing. So you could use your hands, or you could start to reach your arms and lean forward. So if your hands are back here, you put your weight in your feet, stick the butt out, and rise up. And then we come back down again. Let's do a couple of those. Just really feeling the activation in the hips, really lifting up and then coming back down. And then on the next one, we'll stay up there. Push down through the feet and standing up tall. So we find a sense of Tadasana. So just really standing. You don't have to have your feet hip width. You could just be where you are, but just notice, can you straighten your legs? Can you keep your tail under, belly in, and just come to this place of standing? And then from here, we're going to turn and step the left foot back, the right foot forward, and the back foot is turned in and the right foot's turned out. You could use your chair to find this setup. We're going to come into Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. So you would take your hand on the chair, reach that left arm up, and then there's a turn, a feeling of turning these right ribs as I lengthen my spine as well. So I'm not crunching there. I'm still reaching through them, and I'm lifting up, and I'm really finding that. And I keep pulling the right butt back. And inhale here, and exhale. And then inhale, rise up, and we'll go to the other side. So you could turn your feet. You could use the chair to find this. If you needed that support, it's there. And inhale here, we can take the hand down and reach up. Make sure your back foot is turned in. You're turning out the front side and reach up. And now make sure your spine is lengthening as you reach. And there's a little turn and a reach. Breathing. And then inhale and rise up. We're going to turn the feet back and come into a nice wide stance and reach forward. And then you can take your hands back and we'll come down. And then just come back to parallel. From here, we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee for a nice hip stretch, outer hip stretch. So sit way up and try to open that knee out. The trick is sitting up. It's super important. If this was feeling good and you wanted to, you could come forward for more stretch. Maybe even you could take your hands here. Just go where it feels natural in your body. Listen to that. And then rise up. And then from here, let's just try really crossing our legs and sitting up tall. Right? What does that feel like? Really cross deep and sit way up. And if you wanted to, again, maybe you could come forward and back up. Good, let's do the other side. So hip width or a little wider. Let the leg come up, open the knees, sit way up. You're trying to open that knee. And what I really want you to focus on is sitting way up, keeping that spine long. Maybe it feels good to come forward. Maybe you have prayer position. Maybe you just stay here. And then let's go ahead and get nice and tight. Really get in there and sit way up, way up. It's like I'm squeezing the legs in towards each other. And maybe it feels okay to come forward, or you stay here and breathe. And then release. We're going to take that same position, but take it into a twist. If that's not accessible for you to cross the legs that deeply, just keep them like this. Otherwise, see if you can cross, and we'll take it to the twist. So you could take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and the right hand on your chair and turn. You could encourage that twist with that left hand. Lift way up though, and then turn the left ribs to the right. Feel those, it's like the internal obliques on the right side are bringing you around and the external obliques on the left side. Inhale and exhale. And coming back. Let's go to the other side. So we're gonna switch the legs. So you come to the other side and now crossing the left over the right. You could take your right hand here and sit way up, lift up, and then turning the right ribs to the left. Lift up, turning the ribs. And then inhale, come back to the center. Hopefully that felt really good and you feel nice and open now. So just take a moment in your seat and sit way up. And then from there, let's just do a little forward bend, just dropping the head down. Just hang for a moment. And then slowly let's curl up. And just take a moment to sit. And if you can sit up without holding on, let your hands come to Yana Mudra, which represents knowledge. Yana is knowledge, and it's your intuition and your inspiration. So it's from inside and from outside in. And stay in that for a moment. And just use that sense of calm to help you to listen to your intuition, your inner voice, and let that guide you. Namaste.